Hey everybody, welcome back to another one of our monthly budget videos. This one is going to be covering the month of December 2020. A few things to point out. First off, at the end of this video, I'm going to be having a bonus video, so if you really want to watch that, stay tuned. Another one is December is a unique month in that we have both Christmas, Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve, and for us, the month of December includes 4 close family birthdays. So there are going to be an additional expenses for things associated with those different events. Uh, let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to start off with the daily expenses. A few things to note. If you're new, I'm going to briefly explain what each of these different categories are. Food is going to be edible consumables. These are stuff that we buy from the grocery store, supermarkets, or street vegetable vendors. Grocery is going to be non-edible consumables, toilet paper, paper towels, laundry soap, dish soap. Dine out is any time where we're either going out to eat somewhere or ordering food for delivery. Laundry services, wash, dry, and fold at the local laundromat. Water is the purified drinking water that we get in large blue jugs. J, S, and C is Jason Smoking Coke. This is typically going to be my tobacco, cigarettes, as well as soft drinks not purchased from the grocery store. So if I go down to 7-Eleven, but it's also going to be including miscellaneous snack items that we purchase from 7-Eleven or local Sorry stores. Transportation is just that, transportation getting around to different places, and other is other expenses that do not fit into the other categories. Notes is going to be where I'm usually noting down what that other expense was. One other thing to point out is you'll notice here the beginning of this roster shows a few days from November. I'm typically paid December 1st or the 1st of each month, but if the first of the month falls on a holiday or a weekend, my pay will usually clear a few days before. So I'm not going to go and show all the expenses on here, like to explain everything. You're free to look at it, look at the numbers. You can pause the video for that. I'm just going to briefly explain what some of the other expenses are. We do have Christmas and New Year's, so some of these expenses here we have at the bookstore, we have at shopping Lazada. A lot of this is buying things such as gift wrap, different types of tape and stuff for the gift wrap, bows and ribbons, uh, ornaments, things like that. Another thing here, miscellaneous gifts, just that, buying different gifts either for Christmas and New Year's. Here, birthdays, things like that. So with all of this calculated up, then we're going to do a comparison. So this is the projected column here. This is what we think things are going to cost at the beginning of the month. And then actuals, the end of the month, what it actually cost us. I'm not going to go and break down everything as to why things are the way they are, other than if there's major differences. So as far as my US credit cards, I forgot that there is the annual fees on some of these cards. So for the month of December, I had to pay a little bit extra for those annual fees. Looking at everything else here, one thing to note, power. During the quarantine and lockdowns, the power company was not able to come out and do proper meter readings. So for several months, we were charged the bare minimum during that period. Once the quarantine was over with, they took your entire past due balance, they broke it down into so many chunks, and then what they do is every single month they will add a small portion of your past due to your current due, and that's why it looks a little bit higher. Our actual monthly expense for power has been around 15 or 1600 pesos. So they're adding in our regular amount plus that past due. December was the last month that we had to pay a portion of the past due, so starting in January, you're just going to see our regular consumption on there. Other major differences, obviously, because it's been very hectic and everything throughout the month, we did not go to the grocery store to order as much, to buy our food items. We instead were ordering dine out a little bit more, so that's why there's differences there. Laundry, she was washing a little bit of laundry here at the house, so we didn't have to pay as much for laundry, but we did go a little bit higher on our water consumption. Other ones, transportation, again, we did not go out as much, so we didn't have to pay as much for transportation. And smoking a Coke went substantially higher. It's not because I'm increasing my smoking or anything. Again, this is going to cover snacks, drinks, anything like that we don't get at the grocery store. When we're going out to a birthday party or event with family, friends, and we're going to buy a couple bottles of Coke or other items to bring with us. If we're buying candy to give the kids, if we're buying snacks, if we have family come and visit us and we're buying snacks and drinks, that's all getting thrown into that category. If we're out at the mall and there's certain items that we're buying snack type items, that goes in that category as well. Miscellaneous other, I was expecting to be quite a bit higher just for decorations and gifts and stuff. We ended up not spending as much, so we did not hit the goal of what I thought it would cost us. Overall, we look at our deductibles. I did go a little bit over on the deductibles because of those annual fees, but at the same time, our expenses, we did not quite hit what we thought it would be. All in all, we were about $1,000 in the hole, so I'll end up having to eat that probably next month. That pretty much covers this portion of it, and next we're going to be going into the bonus footage. Thanks. Alright, so this is going to be the bonus portion of the video, and for this one we're going to be showing you two of our major shopping trips that we made to the grocery store, and we're going to be showing off some of the items that we actually purchased on those. Now the reason I'm doing this is because I watched some of the other YouTube channels here in the Philippines of their monthly expense reports, and a lot of times I see that their food and grocery budgets are substantially higher or lower than what we are spending. And it always is one of those things that I'm really curious, like what is it that they are buying that makes their budget so much different than ours? You know, we're living in the same country, grocery prices are typically going to be fairly same for the items at the same stores. So why is it some of these people have double or even triple the food and grocery budget that we have, or others are actually able to get by with half of what we have? So I'm always wondering, what are they actually buying with that fund? And this is something I can kind of go into in one of my other videos later on, but really what I'm going to be showing you is to answer that question. So we're going to be looking at two of the major trips we made to the supermarket. First one is here on December 2nd, where we purchased quite a bit of the food items, not so much on the grocery. And the other one's going to be on December 9th, where we purchased quite a bit on the food item and a little bit in the grocery area. So when we see that we're spending this amount, well, what did we actually buy with that amount? And that's where we're going to be taking a look at. So the first trip that we made was to Save More. This is one of the major supermarket chains here. And this is the assortment of items that we purchased. So we're going to be taking a look at each individual item. First up, cabbage, 0.71 kilograms at 128 pesos per kilo, total 90.88. Chayote or sayote, depending on how you pronounce it, 0.8 kilo at 40 per kilo, 32.08. White onions, 0.43 kilo, 97 for a total of 41.90. Garlic, 0.28 kilo at 94 for 26.32. Potatoes, 2 bags. First bag 0.49 kilo at 80 for 39.20. Second bag was 0.63 kilo at 80 for 50.40. Calamansi, these are kind of like a small little citrus fruit. You can look it up if you're interested in learning more. 2 bags, similar size. First one 0.34 kilo at 44 for 14.96. Second one was 0.35 kilo at 44 for 15.58. Dishwashing liquid refill. We do have the plastic bottle with the pump on it, and this is a little bit cheaper, just buying the 1 liter pouch refills that you pour into the pump. That was 66.50. Some sweet chili flavored chips, 80 grams, 44.50. Pringles barbecue chips, 107 grams for 74.50. Del Monte pineapple strawberry juice in a 1 liter box. This is 80 pesos. Vitasoy soy milk, 1 liter. She grabbed this one on accident and didn't know it was soy milk. She found out that she does not like soy milk. We had to end up giving it away. 83 peso. Skippy peanut butter, creamy, 1 kilo, 3.99.50. Coke Classic, can, but it's quite a bit more than in a bottle. I just grabbed 4 cans, 27.95 each. As a reference, I can get a 295 milliliter plastic bottle from any of the local stores for only 15 pesos. So it's quite a bit different when you buy it in the can. That one is 111.8. Nissan hot and spicy flavor ramen, 85 grams. I usually eat the larger size. 4 of those at $29.50 each for $118. She eats a smaller one. These are the Nissan beef ramen, 60 grams, $26.50. 2 of the seafood for $53. Tang orange, 20-gram packs. Each pack makes 1 liter of juice. We got 7 of those, but we're only charged for 4. Don't know why. I think she hit the wrong number on the register. $17.95 each for a total of $71.80. Hermanos refined sugar. This is just regular sugar. 2.5 kilo bag for $136. And then we're going to be taking a look at the frozen goods. So we got a big pack. These are hot dogs, king size, 16 in a pack for 140 peso. Box of Arida frozen onion rings, 255 gram, 100 pesos. Tesco, these are imported Brussels sprouts. I love steaming some Brussels sprouts. 168 for the bag, which is pretty good. For New Year's, we were going to be buying a bunch of chicken and marinating it in some barbecue sauce and then having a barbecue. So we got chicken drumsticks, 0.93 kilo at 125 for $116.50, and then a bag of chicken wings. This was 0.91 kilo at 125 for $114.25. And then for doing some of the cooking, she got some thin sliced beef. This is 0.3 kilo at $3.65 per kilo. It's expensive for beef here, $110.96. So the total for all of the groceries, both the regular and the frozen goods, this is food, and you notice that with the dishwashing liquid in there, there was some grocery. So the total for both was $23, $26, $13. 2 items that you saw on that table that were not included, that's because they were not purchased at the grocery store and they were not included in that total value. We have 1 box of Krispy Kreme original glazed donuts. These are cake donuts. This is for a half dozen. Cost us $1.95. And then from Goldilocks Bakery, we got the butter macaroons. These are really good. 28 pack for 110 pesos. So that's the total covering our first trip. For the second trip, also at Save More, we got the toilet paper, 2-ply, 48 rolls for 342.75 peso. Paper towels, this one, for whatever reason, they came with a metal dispenser that we just don't even use, $339.50. Alaska milk, 1 liter box, you got the proper kind this time, $76.50. Del Monte pineapple orange juice, 1 liter, 80 peso. Kikkoman soy sauce, 500 milliliter bottle, 121 peso. Sesame oil, which is what I use for most of my cooking stir fries. This was only a 210 milliliter bottle. We usually buy a larger bottle, but this time we didn't need as much, so $108.50 for the smaller bottle. La Casna salsa, medium. This is not like Tostitos. It's more like a restaurant style. It's not bad. 453 gram jar for $186.50. Swiss Miss marshmallow hot chocolate. I've been drinking this stuff since I was a kid. We get 10 packs in a box. Charge you per pack even though it's in a box. So $12.95 a pack, so $129.50 for the box. And then here we see some of the snack items we got for kids. Troll gummy lunch, 2 of these for $54.50 each for $109. White onions, one of them was 0.41 kilo at 97 for $40.16. Second one was 0.44 kilo at 97 for $43.07. The red onions, 0.42 or 0.43 kilo at 143 per kilo for $60.92. Hot dog buns, 6-pack for only 33 pesos. Sarsi, this is like a sarsaparilla type root beer. It was not that good. 325 milliliter cans for $27.95 each for $111.80. Sandwich loaf bread, just regular sliced white bread, 54 pesos for that loaf. Got a couple bags of candy. We got the Mentos fruit mix, $39.50. Mentos spearmint. These ones usually I eat after I smoke a cigarette, $39.50. For the kids, we got Juju Blast candy, $28.50. Troll Avenger assorted gummies, 2 of those at $21.50 each for $43. M&M's peanut candy, 100 grams, so it's just a smaller bag, $82.50. And I went and got a bath towel, $299.75. Towel's not too bad, but it's not that great either. So total for all of that was $23.68.95. And that pretty much is all the different groceries we bought on those 2 trips. And by taking a look at this, now you should be able to kind of understand when we go and we are buying certain food items and grocery items. This is obviously not all the type of items that we can buy, but this is just a way to kind of understand what those items are that we're buying and how much it costs. So hopefully this has been a little bit interesting and helpful.